Hi, in this video I'll be showing you how to check for available slots to book your visa appointment. For this example, I've chosen usvisainfo.com, and here I'll need to perform a prior set of actions on the web page to finally land on the calendar view where I can choose a particular date and book for slots. Now, in order to land on this view, like I mentioned before, you will need to perform a prior set of actions which you can record with the Distill macro. This is exactly what I've done before recording this video. I have set up a macro to do a bunch of actions on the page and finally lead me to the calendar view. Let me show you how this macro looks. I'll head over to my Distill watch list, click the hamburger icon, click on macros. Now I'm on the macros page. You can see my pre-recorded macro with 15 steps here. Let me show you the steps that the macros performs. I'll click on open recorder. Now I'll replay the macro with all of these steps. You can see it load the page and then sign in with my credentials and navigate to the reschedule appointment section. And finally, it will lead me to a calendar date picker view. In my case, you can see that all of the dates are grayed out, which indicates that none of the slots are available on any of these dates for the months of May and June. However, in some scenarios, there might be dates which are selectable, indicating that slots are available. In that case, you can go ahead and monitor selective dates. In my case, since it is all booked out, I will go ahead and track the entire grayed out section to see if there are any dates that open up. Now, I have inspected this page prior and I have found out that the class associated with this particular section of the page with grayed out dates is called UI Date Picker Unselectable. You can go ahead and inspect each of these elements on the calendar, which means that you can inspect each of these dates and they might have different classes associated with them, and you can track them at an individual level as well. So let me show you how I'm going to use this macro while setting up my monitor. I'll go ahead and save this macro and navigate out of this page and head back to my watch list. I will click on Add Monitor, click Web Page, and here I will paste the URL of usvisainfo.com and click Go. The visual selector is loading up the page, and here it provides me the option to choose my macro to perform the recorded set of steps. You can see my pre-recorded macro appear here. I will go ahead and choose it and play out all of these 15 recorded steps to finally land on the calendar view. It's signing in and it's going to reschedule the appointment and finally land on the calendar section. Perfect, my macro worked just as planned. Now, like I mentioned before, I've inspected this page and I found out that the class associated with this section is called UI Date Picker Unselectable. Well, that's unfortunate because all of these dates are unavailable at this point in time. But in your case, if you do see dates that are available, you can use your visual selector to just pick out any of these individual dates. Or if you're free in only a certain interval of time between the month of June, you can choose to track only those dates. But in my case, I just want to schedule an appointment anytime it opens up in these 2 months. So let me go ahead and make my selection. I will turn on my visual selector. If you just want to pick out individual dates that you want to track, you can simply use the cursor to make your selection. You can expand or contract your selections. It's totally up to you on what you want to track. In my case, like I mentioned before, I will track the entire months of May and June for any available slots since all of them are grayed out. I have a class in mind, so I'll go ahead and add the selector. And I know that the class is called UI Date Picker Unselectable. To find out which class is associated with the particular section of the page, all you have to do is right click on the page and inspect it. Now you see that my selector has loaded a bunch of dates in the visual selector. This is showing me that all of these dates are unselectable. Now, whenever a date does become available, it will disappear from this section. This will indicate that some date is available for me to book my visa appointment, and that change notification will help me go ahead and book the appointment. Now, I'm happy with my selector and I will go ahead and save it. Now I'm led to a page where I can further configure my monitor. I can choose a device to run checks on. For my case, I will choose the Distill cloud servers. You can even rename your monitor. I will just go ahead with whatever default name Distill has picked up. I can schedule checks in certain intervals of time. In my case, I'd want to check the page every 1 hour. And I can choose an alert mode by clicking on add action. And I have these numerous alert modes available to me. This will, however, depend on your subscription plan. Choose the one that fits your need. And let me go ahead and save this monitor. I'll go back to my watch list view where you can see my monitor has appeared. Let me run it. Now it's checking the page and it's going to set up a tracker on the date picker view. You should soon see all the dates that are grayed out appear here. There you have it. Now you see that all of these dates are unselectable, indicating that they're not available to book any slots. Now, whenever a date does disappear from here, I will get a change notification and immediately go and book my appointment. I hope this helps you track available visa appointment slots.